at the same time, he's a player as well. So we're going to go out there and do what we've done every week. We're not putting no special emphasis on him or any special game plan. And he's a back. We wrap up, run to the ball, we'll be successful.
You said on ESPN earlier, you said you love angry backs. Why is that?
Because it makes me angry. So we love that, especially with the D-line and the front seven, the defense we play for. We love it. So we love physical backs.
When you get, I mean, he's been known to really lay a licking on defenders, this season. When you get hit like that, what does that do for you? I mean, some of them you can see they get a little down.
We don't get hit. We hit them. I mean, that's how it is. As defense, we don't take hits. We give the hit, so we're not worried about that.
What is an angry running back? How do you define that?
Aggressive, engages in contact instead of shying away from it.
You feel like you guys people aren't talking about your defensive front enough in this matchup? They're mainly focusing on later?
I mean, they can focus on that. We're really not worried about it. We really don't care what people say. We know what we can do, and we know what we're about. So come Saturday, we're just going to go out there and prove it.
Coach Saban talks a lot about affecting the quarterback and more than just getting sacks, kind of make it just having an impact on the play. Is there a difference when you actually get the guy on the ground sometimes?
Oh, definitely. Going into the game, you really not supposed to focus on sacks because you won't make sacks doing that. You just make the plays that come your way. So if you just focus on getting pressure on the quarterback, sacks will come their way. But just like Coach Saban said, we're really focused on getting pressure on the quarterback. So if we do that, we'll feel like we'll have success as a defense.
Along those lines, what have you done to improve your pass rushing, whether it be off the edge or even up the middle sometimes?
Just consistency, getting off the ball, good technique from the inside and the outside. So I feel like that's an area I've improved a lot this year.
Everybody has talked about Fournette, but how much is Brandon Harris going to be a factor in a game like this?
Oh, it's going to be a big factor. They spend a lot of time talking about Fournette, but he's definitely a guy who can be explosive, as you saw in the Florida game. So it's something we're going to have to, work on, as we have been working on, containing him and making him throw from the pocket.
It was fun watching that film of you running over that Tennessee center to get that last sack. I mean, you just basically put him on his butt.
Yeah, it was a good play. I'll give a lot of credit to Dow. He set me up with a good pick, and called by Coach Kirby. So it was definitely a good play for the defense.
When you actually can knock into the quarterback and actually get your hands on him, does it have kind of a mental effect on those guys sometimes even?
We feel like it is. As a defensive line, you want to put the most pain on the quarterback as you can. So any chance you get to lay a hit on him, you definitely want to do that.
I think the entire defense is kind of as intense as you are right now. We haven't really seen this kind of attitude from you before. You seem really kind of intense right now.
Oh, definitely. We're just focused, ready to get to the game.
Is this a situation where you've been talking about this enough over the bye week that you just need the game day right here?
Oh yeah, we're excited. We're tired of waiting. We love physical games like this, so we're just excited and ready to get to the field.
So leading into the Georgia game, I think Nick referenced during the course of the week, used it as a motivational tool during practice that you guys were the underdogs and being somewhat overlooked going into that game. What have coaches used as the motivational thing during practice this week? Is there anything they've talked about?
Physicality, that's all they talk about. We know what this game's about. Coach Saban doesn't have to say anything to get the players ready. I mean, if you're not excited for this game, you shouldn't be here. So from a player's perspective, we already know what this game's about.
So they haven't talked about Leonard a lot during practice, just using that as something to hype you guys up even more, make you even more intense?
They talked about him like another player. We talked about the running back, we talked about the receiver, we talked about the quarterback. We're not going to put no special emphasis on one player because it's a team effort.
Is there a different feel? I know y'all try to stay the same every week, and that's important, but is there a different feel going into a game like this as opposed to even the Georgia game or some other big game?
Maybe a little bit, but from a defensive perspective, we always try to go with the same mentality and the same intensity every game. So, it's another big, opportunity for us to prove ourselves, and we're excited.
Is there kind of a mark that you want to keep a guy like Fournette, somebody who does average almost 200 yards a game? Is there a mark that you want to keep him under?
There's no specific mark. We just expect to dominate our box and dominate every play, and whatever happens, happens.
After the game last year with LSU, do you feel more beat up? Was there more physical toll maybe on your body you felt after the game as opposed to other games, or is it the same?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was definitely a physical game, but in SEC play, you don't have time to worry about that. It was on to Mississippi State, so we didn't have a lot of time to dwell on how we felt. We just had to recover and get ready for Mississippi State last year.
All right. Thanks.